Hi guys, how's it going? This is Resident Collins for YouTube, Resident / Collins for BitChute, and I'm here to do my final Dark Shadows video. And before I do, guys, I want to give all my Dark Shadows family members, friends, fans a very Merry Christmas. I hope you guys and gals all have a Merry Christmas. And yes, this will be my last Dark Shadows video for the year. So, unless there's breaking news, obviously. But I will definitely see you guys in 2021, and I will kick it off with a Dark Shadows video. You can bank on that one. But Merry Christmas to all you guys, your families. Stay safe. And thank you guys so much. Thank you to everybody who is supporting my channel, who has supported this channel, who reads my blog, follows me on Twitter. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I can't thank you guys enough for just, being so cool and just welcoming me with open arms into, the world of Dark Shadows and its fan base. So thank you all so much. Um, I want to give a special thanks to some friends of mine who have been on this channel. Daniel Culver, huge shout out to him. Killenberg, huge shout out to John Philip Betancourt. He's been on here. We talked about his Return to Dark Shadows blog. And a huge shout out to Mark. He's at I_Barnabas. Just huge shout out to him. They've all been so great to come on my channel, and I really appreciate that. It's fun to have people on here and talk, movies and stuff. So thank you, everybody. And look, if you love Dark Shadows and you want to chat me up, look, download Skype, message me on Twitter, and we'll set up a time and a date for sure. I'd love to have more people on here as well as return guests, I love talking about Dark Shadows, and I definitely want to hear your voice. I want to hear your stories. What drew you to this, obviously. So now, without further ado, here's my video. This video is entitled Barnabas Collins, meeting the real Quentin Collins, and it's about Barnabas. When he goes back to 1890 or 1897, remember, he's going back because of Quentin's ghost. Look, whether it is or isn't is a subject for great debate, because keep in mind, there's something we can't take away here. Quentin does technically die. You know what I mean? Twice in many ways. Once, but his death is prophesied the second time. And Petofi interferes with the second time. But he does die once by a stabbing, and then he's supposed to be shot, which, it's amazing. Beth tries to shoot him, and she was gonna shoot him too. So, now there. Shout out to Patrick McRae. He has suggested that it is, in fact, the ghost of Gregory Trask. And it damn well could be. I mean, Gregory is boarded up in Quentin's room, bricked up, if you will, and they do put a panel over it. So it damn well could be. It's a great article of his. Definitely check out Patrick McRae. He always gives great insight to to Dark Shadows. He's a member of the Collinsport Historical Society. Again, shout out to him as well. So, but this, when Barnabas meets Quentin, he's not sure what to make of him. He knows the situation back in, the 60s. But here's a guy who holds a sword through his throat, who's very charming, who's very charismatic. And Barnabas sees this right away. It's like, wait a minute, this guy's our ghost? This dude? Like, it don't make sense. And I do think that's sort of Barnabas's feel of it too. Barnabas is trying to gauge not just who Quentin is by name, but who he is as a person. what does he actually stand for? The one thing Barnabas keeps seeing time and time again is Barnabas sees that Quentin loves Jameson like a son. And I think that's what sort of, Barnabas even finds it more curious. Wait, he would hurt a kid, even though. And so Barnabas is trying to literally meet the real Quentin Collins. He's trying to get to know this man. What are his likes? What are his dislikes? All in the frame of keeping his secret, not blowing his own cover. The family is suspicious about the will, not at everybody, including him. So, so he's really has a lot of things to juggle when it concerns with Quentin Collins. It's not just Quentin he has to juggle, it's these new family members, sort of like I was hinting in my last video that I just did. But his primary goal is to meet and get to know the real Quentin Collins. He can't go back into the 60s and talk to a ghost. That ghost doesn't want to talk to him, whether it is Quentin or isn't it. Is or isn't, sorry. But he needs to meet and get to know this man. And I think Barnabas just does it so, even though a lot of crazy shit happens, Barnabas does it with, class, elegance, and patience. Even though, time is, in a sense, even though he's back in time is against him because there's two kids that are near death's door back in the 60s. So he is literally doing everything he can to go to Collinwood at night, interact with Quentin, interact with the family members so it doesn't look like he's just interacting with Quentin. And again, to just get to know this individual. And it's really daunting and tasking for him to do, because not necessarily just because of Quentin, but because of the other situations arising. The situation with the will, Laura, the Phoenix comes into play with this. Angelique gets summoned out of hell by Quentin and the attorney. So, and then he has that to contend with, and he's not sure exactly, is she going to be in his way or isn't she? So there's a lot of things, a lot of cards on the table, if you want. It's funny, tarot cards get used in this too. I love how Dark Shadows always used the tarot cards. They used pentagrams. They used it all, man. They just had such cool stuff on the show. And again, just Barnabas to have to get to know Quentin, it showed you the range of the character of Barnabas if you already didn't know it. I mean, patience. Yes, he gets short-tempered, but he is patient with this, and he has a lot of hurdles to jump through. Fiery hurdles, if you will. So, I do think this was just one of the best written arcs because of all the things that Barnabas had to do and had to contend with. I'm not just me, Patofi too. Patofi having to contend with Count Andreas Patofi, sorry, I can't talk. But it's amazing, guys. It really, really is. And if you have not watched the 1897 arc, I highly recommend it. It's almost sort of like if you've heard the song by Eminem, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Well, will the real Quentin Collins please stand up? That's sort of what I think Barnabas wants to say when he's sort of working around all these other people just to talk to Quentin, just to sort of interact with this guy to get a feel for him, who he is, and what he's been through and what he's gone through to find out who the hell he is. Amazing, amazing job. Again, before I send off, I want to just thank everybody. At Cousin Barnabas, at Fred Barnabas, at Lathina Rose, if I miss, at Letitia Faye, at Lynn Edwards, at Return Shadows, at _Barnabas, out at Count Patofe, I'm probably at the real David Collins, at the real Willie Loomis, at Patrick McRae, at Will McKinley, Thank you guys all so much. And if I have left anybody out, just thank you so much for not just tuning into my channel, but thank you all for making me feel so welcomed. And I promise I'm going to do more Dark Shadows videos in 2021. January is just around the corner, guys, and I want you to have a safe and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you, and God bless you all, and thank you all so very much. I'll see you guys in 2021.